There are two videos that I want to play in this specific video. The first video, it relates to President Ramaphosa visiting Johannesburg and complaining about the state of Johannesburg. Then the second video, it relates to Johannesburg now, the premier being PANYAZA. He responded and said some quite interesting things thereon. He responded and said that Thabo, look, he says that, sorry, I'm thinking about Thabo Mbeki. He says that there is there is an agenda to sabotage Johannesburg. He speaks about the syndicate that still the people who are stealing cables just to sabotage their leadership. One. Now, I want to remind you something. During the time when the DA was in charge of Johannesburg, it is the DA that brought back a man that used to work for Hawks, General Shadraxbia, who's currently with SAPS. They brought that man to come and assist them with crime. Therefore, it tells me that when DA was in charge, there was also an attempt to sabotage EDA by making sure that things such as the infrastructure vandalization, the theft and all the stuff. So then the DA had gone further to get a person in the South African, who's been in the South African Police Service. I think at the time was dismissed by South African Police Service, I'm not sure. That therefore tells me that this thing of politicians sabotaging one another, even at the expense of the people, it doesn't matter. As long as they will make the current leadership look bad, they will do that. So before I can explain things further and make you understand, we need to start from what Ramaphosa said. Then you're going to listen to the respond. But let's start with Ramaphosa here.
I should say, because sometimes it's good to be direct and to tell it as it is, I should say that one or two meetings of the G20 that I attended here was not very pleasing. The environment that one observed was not a pleasing environment. I say this so that we can improve immensely. As South Africans, we are proud people, and let us get that pride that we have, self-pride, lift us up so that we do present a G20 that will wow people, so that when people look at what we offer and present, they must just say, wow. This is how South Africans do it.
So Ramaphosa said what you have just listened now. So then, if you have the background that I've just gave you, PANYAZA is basically saying that we're going to take the war to the criminals now. South Africa will Johannesburg will be hosting a G20, so Johannesburg must be ready. From what I'm seeing or thinking is that we're supposed to see a development happening in Johannesburg, roads being fixed, electricity being restored, traffic lights being restored. Because, I mean, honestly, this is the perfect time to advertise South Africa. No wonder Ramaphosa is not happy with the state of Johannesburg, right? Politicians, again, sometimes I said that people can use the Senzo Mayiwa trial to advertise South Africa. But I'm glad they are catching up. I've said that long ago, but I'm glad that now they are suddenly catching up. People need to understand that when there are visitors like this, it becomes a perfect chance, a perfect opportunity for you to for you to actually, what's this right word? It becomes a perfect opportunity for you to sell your country, to market your country, right? And this is going to be free marketing, right? So I want you to listen to PANYAZA, then responding to the words our current president, our Cyril RAMAPHOSA. He responded to PANYAZA and said this.
We have to tackle the issue of cable theft and vandalism. We are quite convinced that there is an organized syndicate that is targeting our cables and that is vandalizing our infrastructure. G3 potholes and the challenges that we are facing in ensuring that potholes are filled and that we can respond with the necessary speed when our communities report these potholes. G4 is a non-functional traffic lights and traffic signals that need to be repaired as quickly as possible. G5 is crime, corruption, and lawlessness. This, we really believe, if we have to propel the economy of our province, in particular areas of tourism and events hosting, if we can't tackle the issue of crime, corruption, and lawlessness, we'll face serious challenges. G6 is the mushrooming of informal settlements. You will see in major CBDs and strategic centers, there are people that have occupied land and repositioned themselves in a manner that it becomes extremely difficult for them to be removed or to be relocated to appropriate areas.
So one can say that he's shifting the blame. He's not taking accountability. It's double-edged sword. I will agree. At the same time, I wouldn't agree. At the same time, I will say that, yeah, he's partially shifting the blame, but can he prove it that they are being sabotaged? Because there are a lot of criminality that are happening in this country, at all levels, for that matter. So, can you prove that? Can you really prove that people are vandalizing whatever it is that is happening? They are vandalizing the structure because they are aiming at sabotaging your leadership. Who could do that? Definitely not ANC. I'm thinking about politicians that would have. Hey, but with ANC Nakona, hey, it's a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky because they don't see eye to eye within the same ANC. So because of that, it just creates this conundrum, this dilemma that we might be in trouble. I'm telling you, we might be in trouble. So I don't know what to think of this, what to make about this whole thing. But I do know for a fact that there are visitors that are coming. So we expect nothing but the best from these people. We expect Johannesburg to be fixed. But it is funny that around 4 ways, I think I need to do a video. There has been water leakage that has been there for a while. It is surprising that there are part of South Africa, places in this country where there's no water, but here in 4 ways we've got water that is just running on a day-to-day basis. But you know what? I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to act on it. I will go there, record this situation, then share it with people because I want people to know what's going on. I want people to see what's going on because no, whatever's happening there is not make sure. What's your take? PANYAZA Lesufi responding to Ramaphosa, saying that what you see it as less progress, basically we are being sabotaged. Do you agree or disagree with that? I think it's possible that they are being sabotaged. Who could be sabotaging them? I literally don't know. Like, seriously, guys, I don't know. As PANYAZA Lesufi will have a lot of enemies, right? There are people who might not be happy. They might not be in any political structure, but they might not be happy with certain things. They didn't get the tender of this and that and that. And because of that, you know what I'm saying, they may participate in anything that will sabotage him so that he can be removed and probably have their friend coming in. I just don't know. I want to leave it here with the hope that we shall see each other on the next episode. But until then, please take care.